How are you tonight?
Hi guys. We are not quite organized yet. Dawn came and everything's like brand new. So
That's okay. We got holy smoke going.
oh boy, howdy, holy smoke.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But we're happy to be here.
Most definitely.
As unprepared as we were, which I need to do a couple things right now.
I think I might have my deck upside down.
You think? Don't you hate it when that happens?
Well, see, I read reversed though, so maybe it's not upside down. Maybe it's just everybody's got a kind of a messed up energy right now.
I can really see that because, well, there's a lot of things bubbling to the surface that a lot of people didn't know existed.
Yes.
So, let's see. I just looked. I'm not getting my own notifications that I'm live. Imagine that.
Yeah, they got a way of doing that.
I know, right?
Are you gonna put Facebook there?
Hi, Alex.
Hey.
How are you, honey? Okay, wait. I need to get out of that. Guess what? I don't have to share that stupid link.
Are you on Facebook? Are you going to Facebook?
I'm going there right now.
I got YouTube.
It's that 30-second delay.
I know.
Okay. Because it does captioning.
I think it's just an excuse.
Oh yeah, they also can.
Good. Yeah, we can hear it.
Good.
Can you guys hear us okay? Testing, testing.
Can you hear me now?
But yeah, notifications are going out like on Michael's phone.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting them like 3 days later.
Nice.
That we're like on live, and it's like, well, that's not helping anybody.
Well, I'm the one that everybody always says they can't hear very well because we haven't figured out where to place me when I'm not here.
That's why the microphone is facing that way, because I'm loud compared to you.
Yeah.
Okay, we are. I need my glasses too.
Alex would like a reading. Yes, Alex, we will get you.
Absolutely.
As soon as Alice gets done playing on her phone.
I gotta get my glasses out because I have to see. And when she says holy smoke, she's not kidding.
I'm not. I'm not. I wanted some holy smoke.
Where's my notepad?
And I've missed the candles. And it's been nice to be back. Things are starting to come together, and hopefully things will come together quickly.
I'm hearing our voices after we talk. It's a miracle. I can see.
And the blind woman was healed. Okay, so we only have.
I'm working on it.
We only have one more thing to take care of.
Oh, the energy of the day.
No,
Because I kind of popped you on live without the front part. I just remembered, oh shit, I didn't do the purple stuff.
well, that's okay. But we have this consistent beeping coming from the kitchen.
Michael, where's your coffee?
My coffee? You think I don't know, do you? It's in the microwave.
Yes.
Is it beeping?
It is. It has been, yes.
Can you hear it?
The microwave?
Beeping?
Yeah.
Everybody but you can hear it, baby.
I can't hear it.
Everybody but you.
Well, thank you, dear.
Is it warming up? Okay, so here.
Are you on? You're on YouTube? I went to Facebook.
No,
You're on YouTube. I need to be on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook. I want to be on Facebook.
I'm on YouTube.
No, I'm on YouTube. No, I'm on YouTube. You go to Facebook. Facebook don't like me. It screws things up. It's a big. But we know. Yeah. And I cannot find the top to the Cheryl Lee Harnish deck.
You did it.
Can't find the top to it.
No.
Oh, to the box?
Yeah.
What'd you do with it?
I don't freaking know. I don't freaking know.
It'll come back when it's supposed to come back.
Alice, you're in a haze. Must be from the light.
From the holy smoke.
Yeah.
All right.
It could be.
It should clear up in a few minutes.
Michael, you ready to do your daily job?
Yes, I am.
Pull one of these amazingly beautiful cards.
Two important jobs.
No.
And remember, there's
Mike,
2 cards.
All I'm gonna say is watch yourself.
One.
Pick carefully.
One.
Watch yourself.
One.
Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
Oh yes. We've been talking
Faith.
about this lately.
Yes.
I like that part.
This has been coming up lately because I've been talking a lot about faith, and I've been talking on Reddit, on some of the Reddit, to people about faith. And one of the things is we tend to have more faith in tarot readers that we don't even know than we do our own intuition or ourselves. And even though I'm a tarot reader, I'm kind of hoping to change that a little bit. And
Well, people come for tarot readings and they get to the point that they rely on them and they stop realizing that tarot is only a tool. It is to help you see where, if you continue the choices that you're making, what direction your life will go. If you don't like something in the cards, all you have to do is make a change in how you're doing things, and it changes the cards.
but if you don't change, your reading's going to be the same
Every
time.
time.
You know. Like, if you don't change your mind and nothing changes, the cards will be the same. It will be the same story, just a different.
Yes.
I mean, it may be a different story, but it'll be the same energy causing the different story.
Right. Because life
It'll
is
show the same symptoms.
life is cycles and patterns. If we figure out what the patterns are, we can make a change if we don't like the cycles. Sometimes it's within yourself, sometimes it's within your family, sometimes it's within generations of your family.
Yeah, sometimes it's just within your interactions with others and what you
Yes.
allow yourself to go through.
Yes.
And this all goes back to what you think of yourself.
Yes.
Honestly.
That's the thing that I think is the biggest thing that we lose in our life. We start out, you know how selfish children are. I, me, me, mine. We get that changed out of us with, you have to share, you have to this, you have to that, you can't be mean to other people, etc., as
Which
we're teaching our
there's nothing wrong with
children.
sharing. There's nothing wrong with sharing.
Right.
We're not saying that.
We teach our children that they are not the most important person in their life. We teach them to value themselves less than they should. We put them into uncomfortable situations and then tell them that their feelings aren't valid. Okay?
We
The
learn
journey
how to be bitches.
the
That's
journey
true.
of self is relearning what you already knew when you came here, that you as an individual are valid, your feelings are valid, and you are allowed to have them, and they are a guide in your life, how you're supposed to live and what you're supposed to do. And when you get invalidated, you start to make choices that you wouldn't necessarily have made. It's like getting knocked off of your feet and you can't get back up.
Well, true, but invalidation is an inner struggle
Yes.
that we all have. And
Yes.
the thing is that when we allow the world to shape our validation, we're allowing, when we need the world to validate us, then we're not allowing spirit to be that validation. So that
Right.
we're not having the faith that we need. And, one of the things that shows you have faith is we really don't need these cards. I don't need these cards.
Right.
I don't need to ask the cards for things every time I turn around. Sometimes I ask for clarity, and sometimes it's, oh, it is us. Hi, Victoria. I don't think I've said hi yet, or Nika.
It's
Yeah.
Nika.
But we really have to, if we can't value ourselves, we can't truly value others, and that's what we're missing.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the thing that we're missing.
So back to faith.
Yes.
Okay.
Have faith in ourselves is a value.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So we got Alex first, right?
Yes.
Can everybody hear us okay? I think these little things are supposed to be back in front, but I'm not
Okay, Alex, are you questioning yourself? Feeling kind of like you don't have control of a situation? Of a young man? Actually? Yeah. Okay, we've got the Magician upside down and the Knight of Cups. Maybe you're not meant to have control over the situation at this point in time. Be patient and allow him to show you his true colors, because you can't control a person. You can either respond or react to what they do. And if you don't like what they're doing, you can remove yourself from the situation. If you do like what they're doing, then you can proceed forward in the situation. And if they're giving you mixed signals, figure out what there's more of and figure out what you'll tolerate in it, and then act accordingly. I'm not getting any more cards to come out. Oh, wait, there we go. There's that Queen of Cups energy and the Eight of Wands. Okay. Oh. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Alex.
She needs to learn how to talk, man.
Well, she does, but take the blindfold off, Alex. Take the blindfold off. You
from the right place.
You yourself have been doing a lot of inner work. We've had several readings with you. You've been doing a lot of inner work. Stop putting yourself back in this Eight of Swords position. You've got Queen of Cups energy. Mm-hmm. You know what you want. Stop settling for less. Movement is coming. It's going to be coming in quickly, this Knight of Cups, okay? Knight of Cups is also a movement card. It's a fairly quick movement, but it's someone who knows what they want. Stop thinking less of yourself and putting yourself in this upside down energy.
Is it my turn?
It is.
I don't know. I was just waiting.
Okay.
I agree with everything she said. But you know me, Alex. Aida! Oh, I'm so happy you're back. And you're not quite seeing yourself as the value and the beautiful thing that you are yet. And it kind of weighs heavy on you. What is it? I wonder. You know, I think it has to do with training.
It does.
Why is it's so hard for us to accept that we're valuable and we have something to give and we have something beautiful inside us that was given to us as a gift from Spirit, which is a little piece of Him that's in this cup. That's the truth of what's in this cup, okay? This is the cup of love. Now, it's our cup, right? So we're bringing this cup to earth. It's our job to keep this cup full of that truth, all right? We are the keeper of the cup. That chalice is us. Let's say that. Each cup is a divine chalice. That's you. Now, you have the free will of what goes into this cup.
To a certain extent, because we still have to go through childhood. And sometimes our parents pour 3/4 of the contents out of our cup, not even realizing it because they haven't filled their own cup. Okay.
Right. So, but see, what I even realized as a child is it didn't matter what people tried to fill my cup with, I could still accept it or reject it.
Right.
Through what I felt was inside of me, you know.
Right.
That cup was never taken from me as a child, really.
Right.
Or how I identified it was never really. I mean, in a way, it was good that there was 9 kids because I didn't get any, you know, I really get paid attention to too much by the older kids, and
right.
So I kind of.
She got to hold on to a lot of the things that a lot of us are struggling to
regain,
bring back to ourselves. Yes.
Yeah, I never really got it beaten that simple perspective beaten out of me. So I tried not to get too complicated, even though I'm deep, which a lot of people think is complicated, but it's really not simple, and that's the problem. Is because people are complicated. If it's not complicated, they have a hard time understanding it. And this is simple, okay? You have a beautiful thing in this cup, all right? And this beautiful thing you can either reflect or deny and, you know, let the world be your burden. You can either let it be your burden or you can let it be what you were made to make it into. Because literally that's what we do. We design our world by what we fill our cups with or what we allow our cups to be filled with. And if it's self-doubt and, you know, self-worth problems, life tends to be a burden. But if it's full of the good things and you understand that you have a value to Spirit, and that value to Spirit is to be its chalice, to be its representative here. And a lot of people think that means you have to walk on water and not say fuck. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, there's times when
sometimes that word is yes, sometimes that word is the only one that is necessary. That word is the only word that is a noun, an adjective, a verb.
Balance. You're called to bring balance to a situation, and you can't really judge yourself harshly by any certain set of rules, because life isn't black and white, and we tend to you know, fill this cup because, oh, I'm sorry, I got mad at this person and I didn't turn the other cheek and blah blah blah, and it's like, it's all BS. all right? We fill our heads with this stuff and we carry it around, and we tend to concentrate. It's easier for us to believe the bad stuff
than it is to believe the good stuff.
Yeah, than it is to believe the truth, which is all good. Even though we want to say balance is good, all right?
And to be
it's natural.
To be not validated as a child and to have things covered up in your childhood causes you to think that you
don't count.
Yes.
But see, here again, it's a mindset, and again, it depends on what's inside you, whether you have the ability to go, wait a minute, no, that ain't right.
Wait, I do matter. Stop treating me this way. Stop hurting me. And what it really is it's not necessarily the other person hurting you. It's you not having the boundaries to protect yourself.
Well,
so
it's the other person, the other hurt person playing out the hurt
that they've been through.
And at some point, you gotta say, wait a minute, something's fucked up here. You know, and somebody's got to realize that there were something to stop this cycle. And we are. And it's like, oh, people come up and they say, oh, you're so amazingly strong. And it's like, you know why you see that in me? Because it exists in you and you're not using it. You're not, you know, you're so willing to see it in me. Turn it around. Look in the mirror. You know? Oh, you're so wise. That wisdom exists in you too. But, you know, that comes from inside. It's not, I can't even tell you how many times I've gone against the grain on the belief. Like, everybody's into the past lives. Everybody's into the...
She's gone against it a lot. Trust me. She and I have these conversations consistently.
And 3 years later, everybody's going against the grain. I mean, kind of. It works out that way, so...
It might be closer to 10 years later.
You know, but, it doesn't matter.
Well, and that's because instead of realizing that life is an individual journey, we tend to...
judge others not doing the same.
Well, we tend to go in cycles. And when one person says, hey, you know, everything should be positive, everybody thinks, oh, yeah, it should be positive. Toxic positivity. Let's all be positive.
Yeah,
but
it sounds good.
The thing is, life is not all positivity. Look in nature. A tree grows, it gets struck by lightning, it falls, it decays, and it brings new growth.
A new world of growth.
The negative and the positive balance out. And in that negative into the positive, that's where we learn the lessons or choose not to.
But, you know, that tree, we all outlive our purpose for one thing, but then when we outlive that purpose and change into another, we have a different purpose.
And we have to find it all over again.
Well, either that or it finds us and we just let it happen.
Right.
And we don't ignore it. Like, I was talking to somebody earlier about why do they feel this way, you know, and da-da-da-da. And it's like, well, why are you not having faith in yourself? You know, why are you not? Because if you had faith.
And in order to find that, you have to go back. You have to look. See, we talk about shadow work. We talk about the negative and the positive. You guys stepped on this journey. Did y'all realize how fucking messy this shit was going to be? Because I'll tell you what, if I had been given the choice to stay in my little fucked up world, knowing what I know now, I can't say that I would have been like, Spirit, yeah, I'm just going to stay my little happy ass over here and continue to be happy and merry. But no, I was like, you know what? No, I need to do this. I need to go on this journey. And it has been one of the messiest, most emotional, most
eye-opening.
introspective, eye-opening journey that I have ever been on in my life. And all I can say is hurt people, hurt people.
And that's why we're trying to heal that hurt, because it's not like you did anything to deserve it. It's just we accept it and think it's us, but it's just a transfer of energy. You know, and until we learn to deal with it, which is part of this, is a reflection of that kind of hurt. Until we learn to deal with it and see ourselves for the truth of us, which is not this hurt, it's this beautiful cup. You know, until we go inside, which is the message here. Spirit really wants to it feels dim. Here's the hermit, but there's a light there. All right, and you see him holding it up and looking at it. He's finding that light. It's his own light.
Agree with what she says.
It's his own light, and that's whenever I see this, Spirit is saying, it's time to take some time with me and let me remind you how beautiful I made you to be. And Donna and I was talking today. She says, "Oh, I crave silence," and I said, "But only things only happen during chaos. So we have to not only love the silence, but learn to also love some structured chaos, let's say. Because there's chaos makers out there that are just there for the drama because they're comfortable in there. That's what they know.
Yes.
So far, but they're learning.
But that goes right back to chaos makers are hurt people hurting people. This healing process it's happening. The world is shifting. We see that, we hear that every day, and for just as much negative fighting, hurting that there is that positive. I see it in all of the social media. I see it in the streets. I see it in town. I see it in communities coming together more so now than they ever have before. And in a world where we've been taught that number one, individuality is wrong, and number two, don't know your neighbors, stay away from your neighbors. The fact that people are starting to come together now and really build and uplift their communities is a very good thing. Quite honestly, the COVID shutdown that we all went through was probably the best thing that ever happened for the spiritual community, for the spiritual knowledge, because it gave so many people that time to sit down and think about things and look at what life really is about.
Okay, Alex, here's the deal, Spirit. When it comes to this young man, there's something here you're not seeing. There's going to be communication, and these are all wands, so, but there's some kind of weakness here that needs to be dealt with. And Spirit is asking you to be strong for a little while longer, because there is some reflecting to do here, and some kind of fear or regret to be dealt with, because this is what, remember I told you have Empress energy? Well, here she is. Because now she's here, she's present. That means whoever this is matching probably your energy, and whether this is your energy with the fears and regrets or whatever, it needs to be dealt with. So, if you're dealing with your energy, or if he still needs somebody, there's an imbalance here, sweetheart, right now. Yeah, there would be a imbalance, and there would be a sapping of that individual strength because somebody's not dealing with something here. Somebody's stealing somebody's self-worth. Because I got the Seven of Swords here, I got the Nine of Pentacles, which everybody knows what the Nine of Pentacles is. She's strong, self-assured, she's powerful, she's magical, she manifests like a motherfucker. And, here's Seven of Swords right here on top of her, and she's like it. So, whether this is your own energy keeping you down from all this crap over here, or whether that's his energy, there needs to be something understood here. Hi, Lacey from West Virginia. Sure. Do you know what I'm talking about here, Alex? Because there's like there's a really heavy energy here, but there's some really amazing energy too. And because we're not seeing that amazing energy and dealing with it honestly, it's kind of kicking our asses.
So basically, he's got you chasing your tail, got you completely off balance. Okay? So pull your energy back to yourself.
Yeah.
Pull your energy back and wait. He will show his true colors to you. And then you will be able to respond or react in the correct way.
But the Fool card being present doesn't necessarily mean that in a way, it's all about faith. Again, but it's still under the energy that you can be working from instead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's Victoria. I mean, it's for Alex, but
if something resonated,
it's
by all
also
means,
for you.
take
We're
it.
here
Yes.
for a reason. Okay, nothing happens by accident. If it sounds familiar, Victoria, Nika, it's for you as well. If it resonates, it resonates. It doesn't matter what name is attached to it.
Right.
Because we all share a lot of the same energies, and we're drawn together by spirit for a reason.
Yep.
Because a lot of the people here, I think, has faced the same battles with this self-image struggle. I don't know many people who haven't, really. Even the best of, people you wouldn't think struggles with self-image.
And that Yida, same thing. She asked who this reading is for.
Yes, it was for Alex. That one was for Alex, and now... Alright, Alex. I would love to see you do affirmations every morning when you get up. And I want you to look at yourself in the mirror, and I want you actually...
Ooh, I got this. I am smart.
Yes.
I am loving. I am kind. I am intelligent.
Strong.
I am strong.
I'm
I
magical.
am brave. I am
beautiful.
I am compassionate. I am empathic. I am magical.
I am spirit.
Yes.
Now I think we have...
The next person that asked for a reading is Yida.
Yida?
Mm-hmm.
You can't hear me, Yida? Hello?
Can you hear us now? Yes. Yes, that's a good one, Lacey.
Yes, Lacey. Because we are. There is not any one human being in Spirit's eyes that is less than another in the potential to be the truth of Spirit in the flesh. which means, guess what? You're human.
That's the sort of truth, guys. Everybody who is on this earth has some worth.
Well, you have immense worth to spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you do, and that's the thing that we don't believe, that we have value to spirit, that we have to be this person that has to be this person that walks on water before spirit loves us, or before we're blessed, or before, I mean, we're blessed because we're breathing.
Yep. You know, I watched a video about a pastor who he was studying to become a pastor, and his church, an alcoholic came to the church, and he asked the pastor if he could join, and the pastor told him that he needed to find his sobriety and then he could join the church. Well, this other guy was like, he was out, and he came across this guy, and he started talking, and he was like, man, I want to go to church, but the pastor said I have to get sober. Okay, so he said, the guy said, well, what about a Bible study? Would you go to a Bible study? So he went over to this alcoholic's house, and he said, can I have a beer while we go through the Bible and whatnot? And the guy was like, okay. And then the next week, there were 2 guys drinking beer while they were having their Bible study. And the next week, there was 3. He said over time, they went through, and they each stopped drinking as they were learning their value and learning the Bible.
We are all meant to be a unique expression of that valuable connection.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for one person to say that somebody is not worth something, Jesus came to show us how to live, not to follow footsteps of somebody else. If Jesus came back today, Alice, what would he be?
A rebel.
Where would he be?
Probably up in Congress going, what the fuck?
Or he would be out in the projects, or he would be in the middle of the war battles, or he would be with the children who are being mistreated. He wouldn't be sitting in the church with his Sunday best on, explaining how everybody else is living their lives wrong. You got cards for Yida?
Oh boy, howdy.
All right, I'll let you go first, because my cards aren't coming out tonight for some reason.
Okay, Yida. Well, I got the Chariot, and I got the Magician, and then I got the Fool. 3 majors right off the bat. Somebody's moving into their magic. This is some fast-moving energy here. And this is also a opportunity for you to stand up for yourself a little differently, I guess. Sometimes I think I feel like we need to go back to an energy here, an innocent energy. Because there was times when we were a kid that we didn't feel so defensive, and so upset at things. We didn't feel like we had to prove ourselves really to anybody. It was like we were us.
We were fearless.
It was more of an
free. We were daring and excited.
Yeah.
And
it was like life's an adventure.
Yes.
It's not something. So sometimes I feel like we need to remove some of the complications that we defend in our life.
Fighting for limitations?
Yeah. Isn't it funny how we sometimes do that without even knowing it sometimes?
Not even realize that we're fighting for our limitations 3/4 of the time.
Yeah.
Because it's always been this way, or it's been this way as long as I can remember, or that's what my parents did, or that's what I was taught, or that's what the church said, or that's what the school said, or that's whatever. So we're limited, but we're unlimited.
I see you moving out of that and embracing a new, more younger, pure energy with a passion. Okay, so it's almost like you're not going to feel so much of a need I don't know. It's like you're going to start defending your innocence. Those pure messages, the times when you want to shut your mouth and withdraw because somebody else seems more, and and 9 out of 10 times they're rolling you over with bullshit when you really want to protect that innocence that's inside you, and instead we let them roll us over with bullshit. And I feel like too that this is about you claiming, I don't know, this is new energy. This is new.
Have you ever had a conversation with somebody where they say something and it makes you feel a certain way, and you just you end up leaving the conversation without saying anything, and you're still thinking about it, and you figure out, hey, that didn't resonate with me because that. At this point, it's change in perspective. It's understanding things differently. It's growth. It is rebirth. It is becoming the butterfly from the cocoon.
Perhaps it's also a change in the idea of happiness.
Yes.
That would be good.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of happy to be had out there.
There is. Well, when we get so caught up in our limitations and our frustrations, we forget to count our blessings. We forget to look at what all we do have, because we are so focused on what we think we don't have.
What we're lacking, yeah.
Yes.
And really, if we think about it, we don't really lack that much.
No, not at all.
Especially if you're privileged. I would say that privileged to be in this country, because we've had a lot of choices even during this
pandemic
last few years that a lot of people haven't.
Yes. Okay. All right. I think we got Lacey. Lacey from West Virginia asked if she could have a reading.
Yes. Okay. Lacey, and then I think Nika.
Yes.
You have a Victoria, you guys.
Yeah,
hello. That's Nika.
Hi, Andrea. Welcome.
Okay, Lacey, are you still here?
Lacey, yes. West Virginia. Mama.
I was thinking the same thing. I just was
Take
not
me
gonna.
home. Country road. That used to be one of our road trip songs when we were a kid. Do you remember those road trip songs?
Ours,
Kids don't do that anymore because they got the headphones on
me.
stuck.
My kids were little. My youngest was, I don't know, he was a good 2 years old or so. He was still in a car seat, okay?
Oh God, what was he singing?
He wasn't singing, okay? You know, way back in the day when you go by the semis, okay? So it was my turn to drive. I was driving. It was quiet, listening to the radio, just jamming. All of a sudden, I'm passing a semi. They blare their horn. I jump. I freak my shit. I look in the back seat, and my son's just sitting there doing this, just honking for all he's worth. Everybody in the car bust out laughing. My face turned beet red. The semi driver was laughing as I was pulling around him. Good times.
Well, at least they weren't doing what the girls in the back seat
Let's
of the
not
station
talk about
were.
all that.
Oh, the trucks were honking, all right.
Yeah, they were. I never did that. Never did that.
Well, I didn't either, but you know, hey.
But we did do the semi the pull the horn.
Everybody did that.
Nowadays, they look at kids. I took my grandson somewhere and he was doing this. My mother was trying to get him. Man, not one single semi driver honked their horn.
Lacey, why do I feel like you got a decision to make? Maybe a couple. Clarity.
Oh.
Nuh-uh. Oh, yeah.
What is truth? Very.
Especially that one.
Unhappy and conniving, manipulative, defensive. There's a whole list. She says, I'm trying to figure out what to do career-wise.
Okay. Here's the thing. With that falling out with Dawn, with what I have here, I have to tell you that that's a mindset over there. And it may be you definitely got a choice to make, and this is about your energy. Because I'm seeing some really good potential over here as far as money goes, as far as security goes, or whatever you value.
Are you working right now, or did you just leave a job?
Lacey responded on Facebook.
Yeah. You guys your feed
Says
is
I'm trying to figure out what to do career wise. Is there something after that?
Not yet.
Okay.
I have, but like I say, you guys have been bouncing in and out.
Well, somebody's holding back their awesome.
Well, the next card that I got out was the Magician upside down, which is why I asked if I was doing at home day. Ooh, them babies. So I could stay home with
With
my.
hers. Yeah.
Okay. So that's okay. That that makes a lot more sense. Right now, you're in this. You're in a state of rest, a state of healing. Okay. Very frugal with your money. Um, trying to save. Not. It's not quite a state of lack, but just almost. And it's a very uncomfortable card in the upright position. And I feel like there was a lot of bickering with
You have to defend yourself against
like there was a bickering with the parents and whatnot. So it became very unfulfilling for you to run a daycare because people tend to take advantage of daycare workers or try to take advantage of daycare workers.
Yeah, Lacey,
Go ahead.
you got amazing energy. You do.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you said stuff about, I mean, the Pentacles started popping out. Here's the Queen of Pentacles here. I believe that's your energy, your true energy. And here's the end of, they had to change gears really quick. And the King of Wands coming up, that's a father figure. That's a very, like, manly energy. And it coming out with the Queen of Pentacles. Now, that's not a divine. I feel like this is all you, sweetheart. I do. I feel like this is all you. And I think the message here is the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands. Annette calls him Carlos Spicy Wiener or Carlos Spicy Taco, which means that they spread their energy everywhere quickly. Okay? It doesn't mean that it has to do with sex, but I feel like that some decisions were made passionately instead of like passionately and quickly, and then all of a sudden there was an abrupt change. And now we are maturing to still looking for that passion, but we're looking at it from a higher level. So I feel like that there's something that you have an idea for already in your mind. And also with the Knight of Wands here, that's a moving energy. I think Spirit is saying, you already know what you need to do. Get off your ass and do it. So I think you already have in mind something. And here's the Emperor right here. I'll be go to hell.
In a good way. In a good way. Okay.
So here's the thing, though, with these two coming out together, watch that little bit of ego, because that ego will bring fears. And with somebody's manifesting, and I have to bring out that worry too, because when that Queen of Swords came up with that Magician upside down, I got the feeling of, okay, this woman is not understanding her own energy, and she is manifesting her worries instead of her happiness.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
When you decided to stay at home and do daycare in order to be able to be home with your 2-year-old, that's a very big thing, because
Yes.
you want to be able to nurture your own child. Running a daycare can be very stressful. You have realized that it isn't necessarily what you're trying to do. Ace of Swords comes out, that's the Truth card. 6 of Swords comes out, that's moving into calmer waters. You are being extremely judgmental on yourself. We've got the 9 of Swords right side up and the Tower upside down. You're being extremely judgmental because now you feel like you're between a rock and a hard place with being able to provide for your child and be at home with her, or being able to pursue something that makes you happy. Let the tower fall. Let the tower fall. You're not giving yourself enough credit. You see with this Two of Swords, it's upside down. You're not wanting to make a choice. You're not happy necessarily about the finances and whatnot. That's a little thing. That's lessons as well. Okay? You're not being easy on yourself. You're being way too hard on yourself for the things that you know of yourself, and you're placing too much guilt on yourself to be a stay-at-home parent, because I think that honestly you would be happier if you were not a stay-at-home parent. You feel kind of like everything's leaving you behind with a quickness since you've made this decision. Not being not being a stay-at-home parent is sometimes what makes parents better parents. Okay? I don't know if that totally makes sense. If you're home with your child all day long because you feel like you need to be a stay-at-home parent, but you're not able to nurture and give her the love and attention that she needs because you're with her 24/7, and you feel like you don't get a break, and you feel like you're not being true to yourself, how are you benefiting her? Would it be in the same way that if you went to work every morning doing something that you love and took her to a daycare where she got to interact with other children and whatnot as well, and you picked her up at the end of the workday and you were so excited to see her and she had your full attention? Which one is going to be more beneficial to your child? I keep thinking they're only little ones. They are only little ones. But he gets the best of you when you're happy. And if you're not happy, you're not doing him favors. This again goes back into, we get way too hard on ourselves for decisions that for feeling ways that are justifiable, but we feel like it's wrong. We put the guilt on ourselves over things that we want because we think that we're supposed to want something different.
Well, I think she's gonna get something different, but I think
Go ahead, because you pulled more cards out and mine stopped here.
Well, I think that there's going to be some quick moving energy coming. I think that there may have already been energy on the table and opportunity presenting itself. And I feel like there's hesitation and holding back on this opportunity. But I feel like that it is going to bring more opportunity and happiness. All right, but this has to do with working possibly with a couple other people, and maybe you're a little trepidatious about it. But I'm feeling like, because with the Knight of Cups here and then the King of Cups, here's another Knight King playing out on the board, which that's energy moving forward and up. It's leveling up, literally, Lacey, is what's going on here. And you can't let this leveling up intimidate you. And I always say the problem with people today is they're afraid to make a mistake. But the thing about it is there are no mistakes. there's only the opportunity for more growth. But I don't feel like this is a mistake because the magician shows up before. I mean, we have the high priestess. This is really good. Even don't be afraid. Don't hold back. All right. I feel like there is an opportunity, possibly with one or two other people, possibly ladies, having to do.
Or it could just be
I feel like what happened with your business happened to be because I don't really feel like the conflict was really with the parents, but I think it was the issues with money regarding getting. Yeah.
Okay, so are there other things that you can do from home in order that would keep you at home with your child to where you could still have income coming in?
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm seeing here, and there's something on the table that could be a good opportunity, but she's kind of nervous. Does this sound familiar at all, Lacey? There's the Ace of Wands, and there's the Empress. I'm done. Okay, there's also a possibility for oh wow, amazing options, new opportunities. There's a whole new world waiting for you, Lacey. There is. And there's a beautiful and talented spirit here that needs to have a little more faith in herself and quit holding back that amazing and beautiful, because with this energy here, I feel like that sometimes people may be intimidated by you, and it kind of is intimidating yourself. And it's kind of confusing because you don't know which way to go. But you have so many opportunities, it doesn't matter which way you go, just jump. You know, it doesn't matter. Things right now, people are struggling all over, so money is tight all over. And I think another message here is just watch your P's and Q's when it comes to that. The opportunities are out there. I feel like there's some on the table, especially if there's one with other women. This would be a good fit. And it may lead to a grand union, a match.
She said, I used to be an event coordinator, and I would love to find a hybrid remote coordinating job that would allow me to work 2 days at home and 3 days in the office.
Well, I have a feeling that if you're a good event coordinator, which you know how, well, we used to have to pull people from all over the USA and doing flights, doing hotels, making sure everything's done.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, entertainment, whatever, food, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And that holds some weight. So if you used to be event coordinator, you have some contacts. And maybe, this is about going back to what you love. This is what brought out that Empress energy in you. And I think the opportunity, if it hasn't presented itself already, it is coming. All right? So hang in there and don't be afraid of it. That's what I got for you. So I don't know if you know these women already, but I'm feeling strongly that these are women. Well, you're pretty awesome as well, Lacey. Well, I saw those cards, and I think that upside down queen was actually part of her energy, but using it on herself, like you were saying. Mm-hmm. And that's manifesting chaos, and you don't want to do do that because your energy is too high to be having that shit in your head.
Yeah, but that parental guilt is real. It really is.
And the worry.
Yes, and stop beating yourself up over it, because no matter what, you're a great mom. No matter how many mistakes you make, no matter how many decisions you make that you feel like are the wrong decisions, you're still a great mom, and your kids will tell you that consistently. You're a great mom. You're a great mom.
Well, you just gotta do the
Unless
best
they're
you can with what
teenagers.
you got.
Unless they're teenagers.
And then you're just gonna be a bitch no matter what you do.
Yeah. Once they hit teenagers, you're not a great mom anymore. You're the worst mom ever. But as long as you're the worst mom ever, when they're teenagers, you're doing something right.
This is a good message for all of us today. It's a repeated message I'm seeing in all these cards about having faith in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a good thing. Wait.
Wrong way.
No, I think it actually goes that way. I think we've been doing it backwards all this time. I love this. It even says card of the day on it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see it because Dawn hates her head cut off. She's totally against cutting off her head. I think it'd be a grand adventure.
Well, let's cut your head off.
Okay. Don't bug me none.
Off with her head.
Yeah. Well, you know, if I'm supposed to deal it, I have to be willing to receive it.
Right. Right.
All right.
I just
so
say we
now
don't
we
cut
have
anybody's head off.
Now we have, I believe, Nika.
Yes.
And there's Andrea here as well.
No,
that's Nika. That's who we're talking about right now.
Yes.
And there's Andrea. I also want to know what 2023 has in store for me.
Yes. I believe she did ask. Let's see.
I saw her say hello.
Yeah, she asked for what 2023 has for her. She might actually
up top
be,
there.
Yeah. Hang on just a second. Let me go back a little bit. Can we?
Yeah, move up. Just that gray line right there, not that one, the other one.
This one?
Yeah. All right, where the hell to go?
It's down, Lacey. No, Lacey. Okay, Lacey asked for 2023. Okay.
Lacey's got, man, how is it that we are drawing all these amazing energy people? I just love you guys.
Okay. So, Alex usually deals with computers. Okay. Okay, yes, Andrea, we will get to you. We're going to do Nika now, and then thank you for your patience. We will get to you after we do Nika. What you got? You got the Fool? I got the Two of Wands reversed.
There's a lot of nights here, Nika. There's a lot of nights under this moon.
Mm. Okay, well, Nika, we just got a book. So we've got the Two of Wands reversed. You are not wanting to make a choice. You want to move into calmer waters. You don't necessarily want to let go of the past. You've got the Lovers upside down. Relationship has turned sour. The Seven of Swords is reversed. The High Priestess is reversed. The Three of Cups is reversed. And the Justice card is right side up.
This is a cycle.
It is. It is a cycle.
It's a karmic cycle. Big fucking time.
Yep. What you got?
Karmic cycle.
You got 27 cards over there, and the
I
only thing you
do,
got out
and
of it
they're
is the
telling
karmic
a
cycle.
story. No, because there's a lot of confusion here, actually. I mean, I got this little dude over here, the Fool came out first time. This is somebody that wants to just experience the world. All right? They want to experience. They're ready to go, rushing in. But they're doing it. Well, what I'm noticing is there's two different directions on these nights, okay? Here, we're dealing with somebody of two minds here. All right? One night is the Knight of Swords, which is the fastest knight in the deck, that wants to run in with their truth, right? And this is a guy that's, it doesn't really matter. It's his truth, and that's all that counts. And he's going to run in with that sword, and he's just going to say, oh, you don't agree with me. This is the truth. Boom. You're dead. See ya. You know?
Yep.
And then on the other hand, you got this other guy, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, that's one of the slowest knights in the deck, but he's Mr. Solid.
He's calculated. He doesn't make a move if he doesn't know what the outcome is going to be. He's the queen on the chessboard, basically.
He's the dude you can count on, all right? When he shows up, he's the one that's got it going on, all right? Unlike this other knight, which moves in fast, this one moves in very slow. He knows his ground, all right? He's not going to rush in there and go in to take the ground with the bloody sword. He's going to go in there and he's going to take the ground by winning over, by allowing people to see his value, because he knows his value. This guy doesn't know it. This guy right here, he doesn't know his value. So he ends up going in and stabbing people without even seeing theirs, in a way. And in a way that hurts himself, because he's not knowing his value. This guy knows his value. He's going to go in there and make people love him. And he's going to do it the right way. This guy ain't going to care. Oh, you don't love me? You know. So there's two minds going on here, Nika. And there's also something about two young energies. And I feel like there's two young male energies here. And there's something going on that we're not seeing, that we need to have patience with. All right? And I feel like it's this person who seems to be a King of Cups, all right? But he's not. He's not really King of Cups. He's more like the King of Wands. And I feel like we keep choosing to hold on to this King of Cups, which is, I feel like, what he presented. But with the passion of the King of Wands, that was exciting. But I feel like you are making your choices from a masculine mind, again, that was torn. And this has to be the heart and the passions again. Because here, I mean, you're hitting on all fours. But it's very contradictory energy at different levels, Nika. Alright? Like, the kings are a higher energy. So there's passion here and there's love. Over here, this is all about moving in too quickly and not impatient. Which is all about these kings. They don't take no shit. But Spirit's asking you to move forward a different way. Because I feel like Spirit's asking you to use your head more. Because there is a divine pair on this board. But
on yours.
It has to do with truth and really justice. And not understanding how these two minds, I mean, it seems like with these two minds and these two passions that we keep making the same choices over and over, and we're not willing to make different ones. We're afraid to make different ones.
Victory at all costs?
No, it's not understanding the options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. The Five of Swords followed by the Three of Pentacles reversed. Somebody doesn't want to learn the lessons. Somebody wants a victory at all costs. They're carrying burdens that aren't theirs. This tower is upside down, but they just don't want to let it fall because they're carrying all these burdens, trying to get this victory at all costs, not learning the lessons, and they've got a King of Pentacles upside down, and they're backed in a corner fighting to defend themselves.
That's okay. It's like this. The energy that I see on the board is not the people that you need to feel beholden to explain anything.
You need to step back from letting your heart completely control the situation and use your head. You raise in your vibrational frequency when you balance your heart and your head. That means sometimes you use more logic, sometimes you use more heart. You have to take into consideration everything that's going on, and then sometimes you have to tell your heart to sit down and shut the fuck up so that your mind can proceed and make the situation better.
Well, I think what's confusing here too is somebody not understanding the truth of love. There's a very confusing energy when it comes to love, which tends to be needy.
Mm-hmm.
Tends to need reassurance.
Lack of self-confidence.
Right, which also means that they tend to hold back the actual good shit.
Mm-hmm.
And bring a sloppy, quick kind of love.
Yeah.
Because they haven't learned to love themselves yet. They just need a new perspective.
Yeah.
New perspective. So you don't go through this heartache.
Mm-hmm. When you learn to love yourself, you stop letting people take advantage of you, and you stop letting people mistreat you.
Well, you see people for who they are, and
yes,
you tend to when those blinders come off, it's a whole new world, baby. And I just feel like we're holding on to those blinders really tightly for some reason.
And you also have to grow enough to understand that sometimes it's not always the other person who is wrong. Sometimes you actually are the problem in the situation, and it takes a lot of growth in order to be able to look at yourself and be willing to make changes in order to get something that you want.
I don't know if it takes two to tango.
Right.
It always takes two to tango.
Right.
But
sometimes,
I would say
sometimes the things that you're doing are the problem. And
not wanting to grow. In a relationship with the wrong person
is a problem as well.
that you're doing to yourself. Yeah, so it's not like you allowing yourself to be in this situation is the end all, the be all of the problem.
What I'm saying
Right.
is introspection. That introspection goes a long way. Sometimes you have to make changes. Sometimes you have to see. Sometimes you just have to understand that as much as you love a person, you guys are toxic and can't be together, and you can still love
Well,
that person, but
again,
love them from afar.
what's your idea of love? Is it the excitement and the things? And
Love actually can only be understood from the depth that you have explored yourself.
Yep. Nika, being validated by others, because we won't accept that we have gifts.
Yep.
Or we can't accept that we're gifted.
Right.
Or we can't accept that we can be a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we don't accept gifts when they're given, or we don't recognize them as such.
Right. Did somebody just like us?
Miranda.
Thank you, Miranda.
Thank you, Miranda. Absolutely. Oh, welcome from Canada. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm just sitting here. I know you guys are watching the same thing with us, going, what the hell? Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Hello.
Nika must have left, but she will come back and take in her reading. Andrea
wants to know
what her 2023 is going to be. Jamal wants to know about his ex contacting him again, and Miranda would like a card as well. We are in the United States.
Not right now, Jamal. That was an easy one. That's a yes or no. I think we are. Okay. I suddenly got confused about something.
What?
There was something more there. Canada just shut one down. We've shut down like 3. But they're Chinese fans, so they're letting them float. They're just trying to cause fear. It's all semantics and theater. They're all on the same side. Let's just face it. All the leaders are on the same side. It isn't ours.
It's not for the people.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, I sit
But
there and watch
we're
Trudeau
not
say
here.
the same thing over and over. Same thing
Right.
that we're watching here with the
Right.
saying the same
But we're
thing
not
over and
trying to make it political tonight.
over. I know.
Political debate is a whole nother thing.
What I'm trying to say is, honey, we are all in this together.
Yes.
We need to realize that. That's what I mean. They're watching the same thing, going, "What in the hell is going?" And we're all in this together.
Okay, Andrea.
Somebody's changing. Hard changes.
Yeah. Whatever has gone on in 2022, you have been taking notes. You have been learning. You have been studying.
She's been facing some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's had you in a very upside down energy, and you notice that this is the Empress, okay? Followed by the Knight of Swords, something is coming in with a quickness, and you have had your fill, and you are definitely moving into calmer waters. Whatever this lesson has been, you got it. You understand things differently now. Go ahead, Alice. You got a lot more cards out than I did.
Well, I think there's still a little bit, we all get a handle on it, and then something happens, and we kind of slip back. And there's a reason for that. Because there's still a little trace of something deep in there. And I feel like that I agree with Don. There's been some catastrophic changes here and some things that we had to face that we didn't want to. I mean, there was some burning off of some karma here. All right?
Yep.
Some passionate karma, too. And I feel like that there's a different road being, that Spirit is asking you to, like, balance, spend some time. And I feel like you've done this, too, with justice here. I feel like you are getting freed from some kind of mindset that has kept you bound and imbalanced. And the change was traumatic. And I feel like now it's made you draw within. It's made you draw within yourself. It put you through a dark night of the soul. But now the sun's coming out again. The sun's coming out again.
I love it. I just love it.
Yeah?
Sorry. I love dramatic. Go ahead. Finish up. I'm sorry.
Well,
I totally agree with everything that you're saying. My cards are quite blunt and to the point tonight. They are not giving me all the extra.
was it your savings or was it what your parents gave you? And you know what? Money is fluid. It comes, it goes. We cannot be hung up on it or else it will elude us forever. And that's just the truth, okay? Well, it's like this, okay? You just had a baby.
Hold on. That's two different people responding. Miranda's popping in, and Andrea said, I spent my savings and I'm afraid of my parents' reaction.
Right, and Andrea's who we're on,
right? Right, and Miranda's been talking too.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, Andrea, okay. Sorry, I got confused there. Here's the thing, okay? I feel like, you are, like, over 18, right? It's your money, right? Why are you afraid of your parents? I mean, they're probably gonna, explode? They aren't gonna murder you.
Well, my first thought when I read that comment was it on something that benefited you? Was it something to help your future? Was it something that you needed? Was it education? Was it a vehicle?
But sometimes what you need is to just get the fuck away and woosah. So it depends on your perspective. I mean, there were times that I needed some things that I needed for that my parents didn't think I needed. And
right.
It really created a conflict within myself. So
right.
I'm not going to judge that. I'm just going to say this. All right.
If it's something,
if it's your money, you need to not worry.
Right.
The good news is at the end of 2023, there's still some turbulence coming. There's still some things that you need to face. It's not going to be like smooth sailing. I'm not going to lie to you. But in the end, there is going to be a balance and there is going to be a turning within and a change that you're going to move into. All right. Now, I don't feel like it's going to be right away. I feel like it's probably going to take maybe half a year moving through some mindsets that are not in your best interest, let's say.
Well, she said, no, it wasn't on something that was wasn't on something that was beneficial. It was on psychic readings.
Oh, Andrea, don't say that. See, this is one of the things that made me. Do you remember? This one of the reasons why I didn't want to do readings, because people out there take advantage. I didn't want to be labeled in that because.
Yep. Okay, we've had this conversation more than once on whether or not to charge for readings and whatnot. And sometimes we charge, sometimes we don't. We have come to a place where now we don't expect a fee. However, we would accept donations. Now, that being said, anybody who comes into this platform and asks for a reading, we give that reading with no expectations other than to help the person see what they need to see. Now, when you come into this space, when you come into our space, it's because you're looking for a validation for something that you already know in your heart, in your mind, in your own intuition. Your guides are already talking to you.
I think you're going to find out that I think your parents are actually going to surprise you. And I think that they're going to realize that for some reason, instead of turning to them, you felt like you needed to go spend your money on a stranger that was probably highly taking advantage of you. Because I told Donna all along that one of the reasons I'm doing this is to make you realize that you do not need us. And most of the psychics out there will keep you leading on, so you need them.
Or if a psychic tells you something along the lines of, you have a curse on you and I can help you take that curse off if you send me X amount of money. Bullshit.
The only curse you have on you is what you allow yourself to believe.
And
people are being taken advantage of, okay? So I'm just going to say this now. If you're ever in a room and somebody tries to contact you off of here, we don't condone that. We don't condone people going out and trying to drum up business, because we don't do that either. We're here for whoever shows up, and we don't.
You guys contact us. We don't contact you.
Right. We don't fish for this. But here's the thing, okay? I think when it comes to, I think your dad's going to surprise you. But I think that I think he's going to surprise you because it's going to make him see where he didn't make himself available or approachable to where. And I think you're going to be really surprised about the outcome of the situation.
And I'm also going to say, this card is a study card. This card is learning a lesson. Did you learn your lesson spending all that money on psychics?
Did they help you? Are you anywhere because of it? And one of the things I noticed about that card too, look at all the hands. Look at all the hands on it. They're holding out like, gimme, gimme, gimme. So here's the thing, Andrea. Bless you. Bless you, sweetheart. Some did. Okay. But this is something that we have to work on that's within you. Because there's some kind of heartache and stuff, something that we're not facing. And I just have this feeling that it has to do with.
She's got a new beginning and she's going to be speaking her truth. Her truth is going to come out. That's the Fool and the Ace of Swords.
I'm getting perspective on passions too.
Nice. And I just want to interject here. Jamal just asked again, will my ex ever contact me again?
I already answered that.
Alice pulled a card for you, and the answer was no, not right now.
You can't say never ever, because energy is fluid and we have to allow people their own free will. So I would say no, not at this time. Right now she's taking time with herself. Because she's got a lot to deal with, and no, she's walked away, and I don't feel like this is something that you ought to put your mind on right now. I think you need to put it on you. There's a victory coming for you, Amanda, and it's an inner perspective, because you have fears that shouldn't be there. And I think you're going to learn that you have more power through certain types of communication than hiding from it. I think you're going to find strength in standing in your truth, whether it's spending money on psychics. And there's a lesson here, and not just for you, but also for your parents.
And running away doesn't solve anything.
No.
She said maybe I pack my bags and run away.
No.
That doesn't solve anything. That just means you have to deal with the consequences later on.
Yeah. And what do you think they're going to do? I mean, seriously, they're not going to murder you. They love you, for fuck's sake. You know? Sometimes we feel like it, but it'll never happen. The worst that's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of crying, tears, yelling, and being very disappointed. And it's like, when you do stuff that you know is not going to make them happy, we have to learn, sometimes we know what we do isn't going to make people happy, and we take that chance when we do them. And we just have to kind of like, I used to tell my boys, look, it's like this. I'm going to have more respect for you if you know you did something wrong because you wanted to do it, because it sounded fun or excited or whatever. I would rather you stand up like a man and at least take the ass kicking that you know you deserve, and get it over with so we can work on having not this happening again. That would have been a better solution. But see, they didn't give me the opportunity of learning my lessons either, because they'd rather just hide it or deny it or not deal with it as well. So when you do things like that, there's a bigger picture that doesn't just involve you. And you're denying control is an illusion. It's about time for her to realize that that's why your father came up. I think your father's a softie, but he has to act like a hard ass, or like he doesn't care, because of the mother. But it doesn't matter. You need to quit being afraid. You need to quit being afraid, and if you did it because, I don't know, there's a reason why, and you need to be honest, because, I can say there was a time in my life I probably would have done the same thing if I would have had the money, because my parents were literally driving me crazy. Mm-hmm. But, I didn't stand up and say, okay, well, look, it's your fucking fault. And probably if I would have been slapped. I don't care if I'm 50, if I would have done that, I probably would have been slapped. That's not the point. The point is I didn't deal with it honestly. And that's always the best way to deal with everything. Even if you know you're messing up, you deal with it honestly. You know? Oh, I had a moment of weakness because blah, blah, blah. I needed guidance because I felt like it's something that I couldn't come to you about, which sometimes you can't. And sometimes your parents, instead of dealing with your problems, will hand you another $100 and say, go talk to another psychic because I ain't got this. You know, you got to give them the opportunity, though. And that's just my feeling being a parent on it. And the worst thing they're going to do is what? Kick you out? Okay, at least that's honest and...
She said her father can be violent. They can't kick her out. She already left.
Then why are you afraid if you're... My father could be violent too. Anybody can be violent. Depends on what they're dealing with. I can be violent. Yeah, it's a messed up situation, but my advice still is you need to deal with it honestly. And that's where you're going to find your power. High Priestess is on the board. Strength is on the board. And the Two of Cups is on the board. There's bigger things at work here.
Yep.
Codependency.
Yep. Okay, let's see. Miranda
And Jamal.
Jamal we took care of.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Miranda says, let's see, just had a baby and just went out of the house today. Will I get a house this year or next year? You guys couldn't hear Alice because she went in the other room and closed the door for a second, but she said I think it's going to be this year, and I was looking for my card that fell. It is the Knight of Wands, which is the fastest moving knight in the deck. Okay, so looks like you're going to have a place this year sometime. Might be close to the end of the year, but yes, it's coming. Okay.
I think this is going to be manifesting itself just kind of like, look, there it is.
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, guys.
Kind of like popping out a kid. I know a lady who was
There's
homeless.
no cat.
Huh?
She said nice cat. I said there's no cat.
There's a dog?
There is. There's 2 dogs.
Oh, yeah. But, I do feel like, it's going to be this year. I think it's going to, like, look hopeless, and then all of a sudden, boop, there it is. Now, this lady came to mind who came to my house, homeless, desolate, and 2 hours later, she had an apartment.
Nice.
Like, that kind of quick. It's just going to be like, you know. And all it was finding the right place and the right person, the right organization type thing that,
right.
yeah. I think that kind of thing's gonna happen. I don't feel, I feel like there's gonna be some. I don't feel like it's gonna happen right away, but I think by the middle of the year, you're gonna be.
Okay, I said middle to end.
Yeah.
But when it came with the Knight of Swords, so it's
Pretty quick
gonna
when
come
it
with
happens.
quickness.
It's gonna be like a whirlwind. It's gonna be. Thank you, Adele. I don't even. I mean that. Yeah, I didn't know if you see me go like this. Like, yeah, I was getting like that. Yeah, no, yeah, okay, wait, first. Because at first I was going to say no, I didn't feel like it. But then it was like, oh, shit, there it is. You know, so it was like confusing there for a minute. It made me have to pee.
Okay, and Adele wants
It's
to
all your
know.
fault.
Adele wants to know, is her husband attracted to another woman?
He's a man. Here's the thing, okay?
Come back in here where you can be heard.
Men are naturally attracted to what they see because they tend to live in a.
Men are visual.
Yes.
Men are visual. Just because they're attracted to someone or something doesn't mean that they will act on it. And I got the Three of Swords reversed, which is not a triangle of love. It is healing from
Something.
that.
Yeah, some kind of fucked up energy.
So I would have to say, if he is attracted to someone else, he is not reacting or responding to that attraction. I mean, and you know, is it like a celebrity or what? Because I don't know too many people who really don't have celebrity crushes. Not too many people. There's a lot of people that say things along the lines of, "Oh, if I ever get the chance, you know, that's my card. That's my one free card."
No, I don't have any. Because it's like
Right.
know.
Most people have a celebrity crush. Not everybody.
Here's the thing that makes that whole situation worse is that women know, you know, when you're walking with your man and they do this, we know they're looking. Read the menu doesn't mean that you're gonna have everything on the menu just because you see it.
Right.
You know, but men are. They kind of say, no, I ain't looking at that menu. No, ain't even. When we see them looking at the fucking menu, but it kind of makes that doubt worse. And it's like, well, yeah. I wish men would say.
So, okay.
But just be honest
So,
and say, yeah, that's it.
she says it's an old friend.
Yeah.
Brought a lot of havoc. He told her that he fancied her before when with me. Okay. Just because. Okay.
Did she bring the havoc or did he?
Because it sounds like he created a situation where you are jealous now because you feel insecure, and perhaps you should talk to him about the insecurities that you have. I mean, you're going to get an answer one way or the other. If you talk to him about the insecurities that you have because of this person and he acknowledges it and makes changes, then you know that you're going to be okay. But if he belittles your feelings and tells you that you're just acting crazy or whatever, then you know that he doesn't value you as much as he should.
Well, either way, I'm feeling some kind of deception on the situation. It's like,
well, he told her he fancied her, wanted her sexually, both
and
of
who are
them
you hearing
wanted.
this story from, her or him?
He made me paranoid and insecure, but doesn't want to talk.
What does she say about all this? Because I don't know. I'm just getting the feeling that I don't know, something.
She saw it from him, plus he admitted it after constant questioning.
That's what the friend said?
No, that's what her husband said.
Right, but sometimes husbands will try to make you jealous.
Mm-hmm.
They will. And it may be some unsuspecting chick that, don't even. There's some kind of big deception here. And I don't know why I'm feeling that it. There's definitely manipulation.
Adele, do you see a pattern here? She said, "What you made me look like the crazy one because he always denied it." Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure this girl is that into him. Like, he's trying. I don't even think he's that into her like that. I think it's a game. I think there's some kind of game going on here. And it's not one I feel like she needs to be a part of.
I know I've been sitting here for a while, and this is the only card that came out. And maybe it's time for you to heal from the heartache. Maybe that's what this card is talking about.
All right, what is this confusion here?
Queen of Swords. We like to see the Queen of Swords in the upright position. That is a woman who is stepping into her truth, into her worth, and speaking.
And there's the world. Yeah. There's some truth here. Okay, here's my deal. You already know the answer. You already know the answer. That Queen of Swords, she don't play. All right.
Now he refuses to talk when you bring it up. Yep, he's leaving you sitting in that chaotic energy and doesn't want to help you out of it because it's
makes him happy. It makes him feel powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, this girl might not even.
No. We got the Four of Cups upside down. That's somebody who's spending all of their time daydreaming. You've been in your head about this a lot, and it's starting to actually consume your energy.
Actually,
because he won't validate your feelings. It leaves you really feeling some type of way.
Mm-hmm. I'm yeah. I feel like she is so wanting to move out of this energy.
Well, she wants resolutions, and he's not giving them to her. But we have the magician.
Mhm.
You have everything you need within yourself to fix this situation in a way that you come out feeling okay.
Well, yeah.
And like we said before, if you came into this room, you wanted validation on something that you already know in your own intuition.
I got the Queen of Swords, I got the Chariot, and I got the World. It's like you're gonna move out of that energy, and then the world's your oyster. That tower needs to fall, sweetheart.
Yep.
But yeah, there's some big deception going on here, and you're not crazy. You can trust yourself. This is energy, what's known as a crazy maker, that makes you doubt everything you think you know. He's not even showing up on this board. This is all about her.
Yep.
On this.
Hello, Cynthia. Well, when you get done being mad and looking mad, then you'll start looking for truth, and instead of showing the anger, you'll start using that anger in a positive motion. It'll be your fuel.
Driven by darkness.
Yep.
Unfortunately, sometimes that's what we have to be driven by. But that energy is really hard energy too. So, but I feel like you're ready to move out of that energy, and you're looking kind of for permission, because I feel like, in a way, you know that something needs to change, and you're starting to see the change as not so scary, but more of an opportunity. And that's when you know you're there.
Cynthia wants to know, will I ever find love again? And the words that came to me with reading that question is, when you learn to love yourself, then you'll find love. When you learn how you yourself want to be loved and give that love to yourself, then you will find somebody who reciprocates it to you as well.
I always want to say, are you the love that you're seeking? Or are you seeking love because you feel like you're missing something? Either way, what you're going to find when you're seeking and not understanding how to be, then you're going to also find somebody else who's seeking, not understanding. So, are you okay with being alone, Cynthia? Because there is love. There's plenty of love out there.
Come closer to the mic. She's having a hard time hearing us.
'Cause I remember asking these same questions.
Mm-hmm.
Along came Joan when I quit asking those questions. So I could say that anybody that goes to a psychic seeking love, it's not your time yet. And I say that with every bit of love that I can, because what's going to happen is if we're out there seeking something that we feel like we're missing, then we become a burden instead of a gift in a relationship, and that's codependency, and those never work.
Right.
So what we have to do before we seek love is understand the love that we are, and whether or not we would want to have us for a partner. Understanding our weaknesses, understanding our strengths. I spent 7 years alone because I did not feel like I was that person that could not be. I wasn't that gift yet. But where I was hard on myself is that I was that gift, but I didn't understand that the parts of me that needed to be healed was being held in another man that didn't quite understand his full gift yet.
Right.
And since we came together, I think we've both grown into more of that understanding. So it's not like you got to be that perfect person, and that person, the other person that is your equal or match isn't out there.
Okay, so Cynthia says she has been for a long time. She was married. They had kids, and he left, and then he remarried.
Okay. But the answer is yes. But I think maybe we're at the part where, even though I was wanting a relationship, I didn't think I was ready, so it was trepidatious to me. And then, like I said, along came Jones over here.
Well, I kind of feel like she was really hurt when he left, and it's taken her a long time to
Deal. Yeah.
yes, with the emotions that were created because of him leaving in the first place, and then him getting remarried while she was still dealing with those emotions kind of was another setback.
Well, I don't think she was ready to be, or I don't think he was ready to be married in the first place.
He wasn't, because now he's getting a divorce.
Yeah. So that you can't take that on you, though. I mean,
nope.
But you can't be afraid either, and I think that's the thing. Is that fear has to? You have to.
I've been divorced for about 20 years. I never got remarried because I knew I wasn't healed from the damage from my first marriage.
I'm still not healed from some of the damage, but I have somebody that
is willing to work with you.
Yeah.
That makes a difference, because you two will grow together. I haven't found a person who was willing to work with me yet.
Right. But
that's that whole, the next person that comes into my life as a relationship will be a person who wants to live life with me instead of consistently telling me where I'm wrong.
Well, I like it when people actually tell me that when they think, I'm not saying that right or wrong is that when they think that I'm wrong.
Mhm.
because that opens the door for a discussion of
Right. Okay. But let's give some situations. If your partner was in the hospital, would you be at the hospital with them or would you be at home?
depends on the situation.
Okay, well there's work. Then there's other family that's in the hospital. Then there's plants that should be watered and an animal that needs taken care of, and work is like 60 to 95 hours a week, and you're trying to spend time at the hospital as well. You're spread so thin that the plants die. Is that worth an argument?
Well, since I know this story, it's uh, 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 mm,
Exactly. Exactly. If you're looking for ways to set somebody up for failure, it's perfect. But if you're looking at ways that the person is trying to have all bases covered and they dropped one ball when 12 were thrown at them, if you're in the relationship to actually be a relationship, you would not judge so harshly on that.
that sounds like the advice that I gave earlier. Is that's when you wake up and realize that you're standing in the room with the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Exactly.
because anybody that actually cares about you wouldn't want you juggling all that shit. They'd stand up and help.
Mm-hmm. Instead of telling you how many different ways you're wrong and you're messing up, they would come take some pressure off of you and allow you a chance to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, we don't see it that way. We feel like we always have to do and do more,
Mhm.
and we never.
And when you
do
don't ever
anymore.
have anybody stop and give you a chance to breathe, then it's even worse.
But then we get into the cycle that when somebody actually does stop and give us a chance to breathe,
We
we're
don't know how
kinda
to
like,
act.
What the fuck do you want?
Yep.
You know?
We don't know how to act because everything has always been constant pressure.
Yeah.
But constant pressure turns coal into diamonds.
Mhm. Yep. Because, I mean, basically that's dirt crushed.
Yep. So if you know that it's not good for you, what things can you do to let that thought and that desire go? Because you know it's not good for you.
Yep.
You've been there and done that.
So I would say, what's making you want this if you know it's not good for you?
Right.
What's driving that desire? And a lot of people say, I don't know. And
Well, that's when you need to go. That's when you need to go within yourself because it's something within you, a trauma or whatever. You need to go as far back in your mind as you can feel. Is it the energy of abandonment or neglect or?
It doesn't matter. That's all tied to the same thing, which is the ego. I mean, that's when you have to realize, wait a minute.
Right. But it also leads to chakra blockages and whatnot that cause.
Okay, you still love him. What kind of love is it that? See, this is where I get picky about the word love.
Mm-hmm. Is it love or is it longing? Are you in love actually with him or are you in love with the image of him that you have created in your own mind of the way things should have been?
Or even that he helped created that wasn't true in the first place.
Well, it was
The idea of him.
destined. It was destined for you to have children together because you had them. But family is what you make it, and the children are what is most important. And as long as the children are loved by both of you, that doesn't mean that you and him are going to be together and stay together. You can love him as being the father of your children, but understand that he was not what was best for you. And then you can work on a positive co-parenting relationship with him and his significant other, and you and whoever your next significant other is.
I'm just gonna say this: why in the world would what is it that we still love these guys that treat us this way? And seriously, I went through it. You went through it.
What is it? What is
it about us? I mean, to me, I can sit back and say, for me,
Mhm.
it was, well, they kind of used it in a way, but for me, it was, uh, I was regaining what I felt like I had lost. It was a power struggle. It was ego. All right, that wasn't actually love. I wasn't losing anything by a man who was playing games with me. So it was my ego of not wanting her to win, basically. But she wasn't winning a prize. You know, what was it about me that was so broken that I would be so in love with this man that has hurt me so much? What is it about me that made me think that I wasn't worthy of happiness? That my happiness lies in this man who treats me like shit? That's not love.
Mine was just wanting approval. It came from my father not encouraging me, not I was never
There's
good
always a
enough.
reason.
Okay. And with that, every relationship that I have been in, I was never good enough. Nobody ever accepted me for who I was. They always wanted more. It didn't matter what I did, it was never enough. There was always something more that I could have done, something better that I could have done, even
This
though
is
I was
karmic.
giving my all. And I had to come to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm tired of giving from my cup to the point that it's empty. Y'all can figure out where the fuck you're going to drink from now, because I have to fill my own cup back up.
Well, here's the deal with all this, because I'm not going to say this guy is. I'm going to say that he's operating from a level that is not an understanding of his own power. And I feel like that's a reflection, that his actions are a reflection of that lack of strength, inner strength. All right? There's some things that he don't see. But I feel like that there's some regrets and there's some changes going on. So I feel like there are some things that are changing within him. But I'm feeling like this is a karmic relationship, and the reason why this is all happening is for growth for both of you to understand your worth, to understand you and him both alike need to set some boundaries. Because I feel like your heads were in two different places as far as goals as well. So I'm not going to say that either one of you are right or wrong in this, that this is exactly what it's supposed to be, because there is a big, big, big learning curve here. And you'll see the wisdom of this a little bit later of this relationship.
Yes.
But I'm not going to say that he was operating off of, I think there was some feeding of the ego, not just on one part, but a little bit on both parts here. But it's definitely a soulmate relationship. But with the High Priestess, strength, and temperance here, that's karmic all over it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not feeling a real twin flame relationship.
Well, soulmates come in many forms.
Right.
Soulmates are there to teach you a lesson or help you through things.
This is a false twin flame type thing. In a way, getting her ready for the true one coming in, because there's Empress right here after a period of feeling out in the cold. Because there's some understanding coming here with this High Priestess. There's a soul bond. So yes, I think you're going to start understanding love for exactly what it is here. And you're going to see the value of the relationship as it stood. And you're both going to be able to move forward in this as parents, but as stronger people for it. But I don't know. I can't tell you right now.
Understand that there's a difference between a soulmate and a twin flame.
Yes.
Okay. Not all soulmates are twin flames. All twin flames are soulmates. Okay. Yes. Soulmates are someone that your mother, your father, your siblings, your teachers at school, those are all soulmates. They're part of your soul family. They're there to teach you something.
And twin flame energy is the most narcissistic freaking energy that it will bring out, like,
it can be
the most ugly.
It can be if two people have not done the work. If two people have not done the work and are hurt when they meet their twin flame, if they are not ready to do that work in a very, very fast manner and elevate, then a twin flame relationship will turn into a very toxic relationship very quickly. Very quickly. And when you have one person willing to work and the other person not willing to work, that's the runner chaser. Yes. Yes. And
come here, go away. Come here, go away.
Yep.
Just walk away and do you, boo.
Yeah.
That's my best advice. And you need to have love for yourself enough to know that you are worth so much more than to be treated that way. No matter what levels he's at, no matter what he's going through, you need to know you better than...
The reason that he always comes back to you is because you're always available and you always take him in. So he comes back to you when he gets hurt, and then you make him feel better, and then he goes out to find the next one and leaves you sitting there hurt. When you start standing up for yourself and stop allowing him to come to you and then leave you and then come to you and then leave you, when you put your foot down, that's going to change the behavior.
Well, nobody should be putting up with that energy to begin with.
Right? If he had done the work, he wouldn't be doing that to you. If you had done the work, you wouldn't be allowing him to come back only to get hurt again.
Right. It's a pattern. And we exist in these patterns. And yeah, we do.
Yep.
We just have to break away from it to change it.
This is a period of introspection a period of hermit mode, going within yourself, looking at why you do the things you do, why your life is the patterns that you have, why you don't and haven't changed them.
Do you ever feel like that sometimes people look at us kind of like Daisy when I tell her don't pee on the floor? You know?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. Cynthia, as soon as you put your foot down and don't allow him to come back to you, you're going to change your cycle. Okay?
Yeah.
And he's not going to know how to act when you do that. He doesn't want you, but every time he comes back, you take him back. You allow him to get back on his feet to go out and leave you hurt again. Start filling your own cup and stop worrying about his.
Yes, because you can't do that.
Because your cup is the one that's taking care of your kids, etc., etc. Make sure your kids are right. Their dad's a grown
Plus,
grown man.
What is you staying in this kind of thing teaching your kids about how relationships should be? And
teaching
how
your daughter.
think?
It's teaching your daughter
About
to get walked all
themselves.
over, and it's teaching your son that it's okay to walk on women.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, and a lot of times, you know, we don't think about that influence all the way around. Because,
Yep.
And this is what I'm talking about, the ego. You know, the heart wants what the heart wants. And
Yep.
when we pull back and see the bigger picture of what this energy causes all the way around, it isn't just about us. That's responsible co-creation, and we need to stand up for that, and sometimes take one for the team, and do what's best for everybody involved. Because he's not going to learn anything.
Okay. She just said, "I'm doing everything all by myself. I'm tired." Okay, if you can do bad all by yourself, what do you need him coming back in for? Because he's not lifting you up. He's not helping you out. And
he's probably adding more to it.
Yep. So what you want is a partner, not somebody who's going to use you and drain you. The only way that you're going to get that is if you do that to yourself. Stop letting him use you and drain you. And then you'll see a difference. You'll see that change because he's going to be out in the cold. Okay?
I feel like there's somebody out there for her.
There is. There is. It's not him. It's not him. No, there is another energy coming in, but she has to clear the energy that she's in right now in order. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, people are in damaged ego mode in this, and we need to pull back from that, because he's operating from it, and her fears are, and what she's allowing. Because basically, they're making a victim. I mean, she's allowing
to be a victim and creating victims in her children because
she needs to stop that.
Do you want your daughter to go through the same situations that you're going through right now? Do you want your son to treat his girlfriends the same way that their dad is treating you? That's the biggest question to ask yourself. And then go forward with those answers. Go forward and make the changes that you need in order to teach your children how to respect themselves. And as you do that, you'll find how much more you respect yourself for standing up for yourself and standing up for your children.
Yes. I think you're heading the right way, but I do think that there is somebody out there. Once we get over this hump, this perspective hump here.
Yep.
That, yeah. Girl, you just wait. People are seeing. Never.
Congratulations on going to college.
Absolutely. Actually, with college, though, I mean, I'm still going to recommend if there is a course out there that lets you do it in 6 months and you pay a couple grand and you don't go under a bunch of debt to do the same thing. I would absolutely do that route right now until they get this education system worked out.
Right.
Because even professors are talking about what's going on in the educational system. Might save you a couple $140 grand. What do they call them? Trade school. Yeah. Yes. I think you got good things coming, Cynthia, and I think that the wisdom of the whole situation is good. You're just gonna go, oh, okay, I can do this.
Yep.
You know, and it's amazing how much strength we can find out of that tiredness once we get that new perspective. It's like a whole new renewal.
Yep.
So I feel Energizer Bunny coming on, baby. I do. See, the job thing. This man may be a type. He wouldn't go to that because it was Pentacles there. Okay. I'm going to say that success will come when you stop holding back and being afraid to take a chance.
Come over to the mic.
Oh. Okay. Success is going to come when you quit being afraid of taking a chance. You should have a lot of faith in yourself, but you're not seeing it, and you're holding back the part of you that needs to come out the strongest. And you don't actually see the strength in it because you feel like it's a weakness. But your success is going to come from what you think is a weakness right now. Whatever it is, that thing that you're fearing is the key to your victory. And I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Yep.
Because there's the Ace of Pentacles after the 6. So, I feel like that there's a little bit of healing going on, and there's new perspectives that you're about to grasp onto that's going to propel you. So, hang in there, lady. And you guys, I can't stress enough how amazing you are, how strong Spirit has made you to be. It doesn't matter what the world says. There is something inside of you that is bigger than it. And the world is a pretty big place, okay? And I want you to understand that what you do right here, right now, you may seem small and insignificant, but the vibration that we put out being as small and insignificant as we feel affects the star on the outer quadrant of the universe, if it's the right vibration.
It affects you.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Kind of like that amoeba on the anthill in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think where the ant would be without those amoebas? They probably wouldn't be able to exist. Okay, so we're all, no matter how small we may feel or seem, there is a bigger picture that is dependent on us doing our part. And we don't realize that enough. We don't realize how important we are to this bigger picture. And we need to start embracing that and taking responsibility for our part in the bigger picture.
Yep.
Because you got a lot of power. You do. And we need to use that power right here in the here and now. Because that's really the only place where power lies. Because it doesn't lie in the past. You can't change it. Nothing is set in the future. The only power we have is here and now. And if we're wasting it on regret, if we're wasting it on things we can't do anything about, we're wasting it. We're wasting that power of here and now to actually build a better future for us tomorrow. All right? Because if we spend these moments hung up on this from the past or worrying about what isn't even here yet that we can do nothing, all this stuff that we can do nothing about, we're losing the power of now.
Yep. We worry about our past, it steals our peace. If we worry about our future, it steals
Our peace.
our peace.
Right now. Now's the time. We got this. I have faith in you. I have it on good authority, which is nothing of this world, that people are starting to understand that the power not only lies within us, but within us working together.
Yes.
Responsibly co-creating.
Yes. Community, responsible co-creations, understanding that everybody plays a part, whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever.
Or
everybody plays a part.
That's a judgment because sometimes we need that bad to propel us.
That's why I said everybody plays a part, whether it is good, bad, ugly, whatever. Everybody plays a part, and as in nature, the yin and the yang.
Well,
it goes around. It
some
comes
of the
up,
most beautiful
falls
changes
down.
has come out of the worst tragedies.
Absolutely.
So some of the most beautiful realizations have come out of the worst tragedies. So
yes,
and that's what I mean. It may feel bad, but it's not in the bigger picture of things. It's balance. Okay,
yes.
Balance is natural. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
What we do with it is the key. What we do with it here and now is the key.
Yes.
But I'm kind of pooped.
Yeah.
And Michael's already over here sleeping.
Yes.
He's already out. But Donna and I, she's here for a couple of days. We're going to try and get on and do some more signs if we have time. But we also have a whole world of bath bombs to create with the new Cosmic Kids line.
Yes. Yes. We also have some soy candles to experiment with and hard lotion bars.
The hard lotion bars, yeah, but the soy candles, no, fuck that until we get the right stuff. I'd rather work on the carvings and and some fun stuff that I discovered.
Oh, come on.
No. If I ain't got the right tools and the right toys to play with, fuck that. It's not fun. You know? That's when it becomes work.
True. Yes. No more work. Let's have fun.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And work can be fun. Again, it's a mindset. And that's one of the things that I don't understand. You can go into any situation, even the worst, and be that change.
Yep.
Like, how many people did I get wanting to dance in the grocery store?
Quite
And
a few.
I don't like going to the grocery store, guys. I don't. It's the worst thing. I hate shopping. Okay, yeah, I'm a woman that hates shopping.
Well,
But I'm
you know
going to
what?
take something that I hate and
I
I'm going
say
to turn it into something I love and try to flip that energy within
so.
myself
Hold
by
on. Let's put some different.
celebrating.
Let's put some different perspective because you don't necessarily hate shopping. What you hate is going to places like the grocery store, the big name stores that everybody has close to them, but nobody wants to go to.
That's because we're all empathic and everybody's energy kind of sucks right now. It's
Right.
like we don't want to do it.
However, if you ask her if she wants to go thrift shopping or antiquing, she's down for that. Okay.
No, actually, this is when I find Facebook good because I could sit here and say, "Oh, I want that," and then I only have to go and deal with one person, and it's like, "Wham bam, thank you, ma'am," and I don't really have to, feel all that stuff. But instead of avoiding it as much now, I learned to try and go there and like flip it. Because a lot of people came in there tired and, and it's like,
well, yeah, people go, yes.
because that dancing energy is catching just like that heavy energy. And that's what I mean
And
by being responsible.
also if you change where you shop, because I've noticed when you go into an all organic store, the whole energy and vibe is different in there. And people are talkative and they sometimes dance with you and whatnot. But when you go into the stores where nobody wants to be there, that energy just kind of pulls everybody down.
No, because I can get people to dance even if they don't want to. Just
Right. All I'm saying is it's a difference in the energies.
yeah.
And it's a much more positive experience when you go into a store that is all organic compared to having to put your blinders on to go into a store where nobody wants to be there in the first place. Yes.
That's
yes.
your choice then, and you're pretty.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm learning to take off those blinders and deal with the energy and doing my part and trying to
change those vibes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead of, and so that people aren't afraid to be in a community anymore.
Right.
And we all have to do our part in that way.
Right.
But see, and the only way that we're going to do it is have enough time, have enough wherewithal to be that fool dancing in the aisles of a grocery store where everybody's going,
Yep.
Let them think you're crazy. It's okay.
I know
You're
I'm
happy.
crazy.
Anyway.
All right.
Blessed be.
Be blessed.
Namaste.
Namaste.